That's a good look, man.
I'm trying new things. 2025.
I wish more people
I know.
would do that. That was the good thing about COVID. People just covered up your face.
That's it.
And you're like, I don't have to see your face, and that was kind of nice.
Or deal with your stink breath.
Yeah. I'm coming in hot, man. It's the holidays. We're in full-fledged holiday mode. A lot of people probably listening to this when they're on their way to their families, on their way to get back home to go to their things. So we got a lot to get into. How you been?
I've been good, bro. I can't complain. Big shout out to Gas NYC. That's where this hoodie is from. You see it? Hold on, one more time. Okay. I started out hot behind the scenes. We don't know if we're gonna let that drop. I'm not gonna start off how I started it, but I'm gonna get to the point where I am a CTNY. I believe you are too. Classically trained New Yorkers.
Yes.
We're classically trained in New York Lees.
Yes.
The whole, I guess New York is a religion.
Yeah.
That's a t-shirt. And I have family in town.
Yeah, from where?
From Ohio, Columbus. Okay. Big shout out to Columbus, D.
Carmen.
Ohioan. And
OH.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we did the whole touristy New York City, Home Alone, being around 1 million people at Times Square, clap your hands, the animals that's dressed up, Spider-Man, Dora the Explorer, Moana 2 was in there, the costumes. I said, oh my God.
Was it their first time?
No, it was. So my nephew's 5. It was his first time.
Okay.
And then my cousin moved out there, so like he's only back in New York once every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So and then his wife, they would come back and forth, but this was their first time for the holiday season in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And we did the whole Rockefeller Center and the tree, and I'm just like, the lack of F's that I was projecting on my face of like not wanting to be there. Like, this is so silly to me. I actually live in this city.
Yeah.
This is obnoxious. But then having to subdue it and be like festive.
You gotta force yourself. You can't. It's very easy to be over everything. You gotta force yourself. That reminds me. One. This was like 2 years ago. One holiday season, I was taking I had some friends and family who came into town, like New York, and we were doing some shopping, not really seeing the things, but during the holidays, just shopping becomes like a touristy event.
1,000.
You go to the Macy's store, Bloomingdale's, they got the decorations, all that stuff. And that was the holiday season that my special came out. So like as we were walking around the city, I kept seeing billboards on my face. And that was kind of nice.
That's cool.
Because it kept me in a good mood. Because every time I would get annoyed by the tourists and the smell of piss, I would just see like my face on like one of those MTA billboards. And I was like, this is nice.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was
romantic
a nice time. Comedy?
Yeah. I've been doing the rounds. I've been holiday party hopping.
Oh.
We had the Hop Studios holiday party was last week. Shout out to them. They did it up.
Big shout out to Hop. Big shout out to the Hop Studios.
You ever been to a company holiday party and then you realize like just by how fancy it is that you need to start charging more money?
Yes.
1,000%. Because you're like, I thought this was like a low budget operation.
1,000%.
But then you show up and there's like a psychic and there's a girl in a thong and a broad doing backflips through like a chandelier. So you're like, maybe we can up the rate on
a little bit. I think so.
Yeah. So that party was good. And that's where you DJ.
Yes.
Taj, I had never been there.
No?
No, it's a good vibe.
It's a big vibe.
I was thinking when I was there, I was like, yo, I want to come back when APM is DJing because the DJ booth is like up top, right?
Yeah. Behind the like Buddha.
Yeah. I would like to be up there.
Yeah.
In the DJ booth.
It's fun.
Casting dispersions on the people partying downstairs.
It's actually a really good time.
So I had to run from that party. Then I had to go to the Hulu party.
Okay.
They were having their hilarious stand-up party, and that was at the Stand Comedy Club, and that was a vibe.
Okay.
That was a vibe. They put a lot of money. You know what I realized? Money doesn't necessarily make a great party. You can have all the budget in the world, but that's not what makes a great party. Because at the Hulu one, and don't get me wrong, it was great. It was great. You could tell that this cost a lot. I mean, they transformed the whole club into like some green. They had like a green carpet. They had step and repeat. It was very fancy. They had 2 parties going on. There was a DJ downstairs, DJ upstairs.
They had 2
bunch
rooms?
of food. Yeah. 2 rooms, 3 rooms. 3 rooms of partying going on.
This is like old New York City club.
Yeah. And it was fine.
The main room, the reggae room.
And it was fine. But then when I came, when I was just telling Brian this, when I went to the Hop Studio party, I'm like, That was obviously a lavish one too, but it wasn't like the Hulu one, but it had a better vibe.
It was more fun.
It had a better vibe. I mean, the Hulu one, it was just a lot of executive. It was a lot of it was executives, and then it's just like these comics who think that they're gonna like have a drink with an executive and get on Hulu.
Yeah.
Which like, I'm the opposite.
It's
Like,
not gonna...
my problem is I don't know people, right? So people come up to me and they tell me, I'm Jerry from KWM. I'm like, I don't know what KWM is. And then I found out that KWM is the franchise that makes every comedian a star.
Oh.
And then I'm like, damn. I just told that guy to let me go have a drink alone.
To eat a bag of Franks.
So that's the problem. I feel like before I go to holiday parties, I got to learn who the people are.
You definitely need to have your iPad with you.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah, because people come, they come up to you and they're like, I'm the CEO of,
And you bring up a good point. So like, what is your temperament at default? Because is your default temperament like go eat a bag of Franks, or is it like, oh hey Jerry, tell me more about yourself? Because I don't know how to do that. I feel you. I feel like I be in these spaces in like a holiday party, right? And I'm not naturally standoffish, but I'm also like, can you please leave me alone? And that's tough to navigate when you want to be a successful comedian or a DJ.
Here's my thing. I don't not want to speak to people. Like I don't mind speaking to people.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do the fake talk.
Yes.
So if I feel like you're coming to fake talk me, I would be like, you don't have to do this. But it's not that I don't want to talk to you. I want to just have like
a regular
conversation.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you have to like fake industry talk, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I'll avoid that. But I'm not like rude about it. But I be chilling. Like I just be chilling. Like I'm in the corner. I was having a old fashioned. I was just in the corner chilling. And then people come up to you and they're like, I want you to meet Jerry, Jewish last name. And then I like, hey, Jerry, Jewish last name. And he's like, yeah, I'm the head of this company. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I walk off and I found out that they're the head of Netflix, so.
I think you email whoever invited you to the party, get that person's contact info and say, hey, Jerry, Ian here. So sorry we got disconnected. It was great to meet you at the party. Would love to get coffee and continue.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not doing that. I haven't, send an email. That's insane. I literally, I don't remember the last time I like wrote an email. I only reply.
What? Can I do it on your behalf?
I don't write an email.
That's
maybe it'll be
like
my
secretary.
You sound really great. Like public relations.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, hold on, that's amazing.
I also imagine as soon as that party ends, Jerry, Jewish last name, it forgets everyone he met.
That's what I'm saying. You got to follow up.
And that's a skill.
But I don't want that type. I don't want those type of connections.
You want genuine.
I want you to, if you want to work with me, I want you to just think I'm funny and let's work together.
Start from there.
Yeah, not because we met and had coffee together.
Yeah.
Now you're like,
congratulations on Juan Soto, right?
Yeah.
Something you connect with.
Something that, something that's like legit.
Yeah.
But this happens all the time. And then I'm like, you just meet so many people, especially around the holidays. People coming up to me, they're like, remember, like we met, and I'm like, where? And they're like, we hooked up in Houston, and I'm like, I'm like, listen, I've been to Houston 8 times. I don't know, I don't know. I'm kidding, everybody. I'm kidding.
I thought it was gonna.
but people do come up to me, and they're like, we spoke on this, and we met on this, and I'm like, I know the conversation we had. I don't forget the conversation that we had.
Yeah,
but I just forget the people, like because it's just so many
faces,
and a lot of them are white, which they tend to blend in a little bit. When you meet in a ton of white people, they tend to be like, okay, I know you're white, but then everyone is white. So if I could get like a mix, if I could get like an Asian, I won't forget an Asian.
Can't.
I don't forget a black because
can't.
When you meet a black in a high position, you're like, hey,
there's few
this
and
is
far
cool,
between.
Right?
Yeah.
And then a Hispanic, we start speaking Spanish. I won't forget that.
Regular Spanish or Dominican Spanish?
It depends, because a lot of the people, a lot of the things that are in LA, and that's more, Johan's type of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we might, but I like those people too.
We love all
I'm a fan,
What?
Yeah, I love tacos and stuff. So we could bond off that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just have to, I stopped saying nice to meet you. Nice to meet you is out.
That's out for 25?
You can't say nice to meet you because 9 out of 10 times you met the person already.
Oh.
Wow. Good to see you.
And yeah, good to see you is good.
You is good.
You can't say nice to meet you and they're like, we hooked up in Houston.
That's definitely
you're like,
good.
Yeah. So good to see you. Nice to see you.
Is this coming out on Festivus?
Yeah, this is the 22nd.
22nd. That's
Yeah.
Festivus. Because that's good to see you. That's
No,
good.
yeah, I think I'm gonna fight my cousin on
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
On this
day?
Sunday.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Feats of strength.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get together and have a fight. This is actually also coming out a day after my special taping.
Boom.
December 22nd.
I'll be there.
Yeah. That'll be
Absolutely.
fun. Tune in the following episodes to hear how that goes.
Can't wait.
So I left the Hulu party, and I went home. Then this weekend I had another party. My friend and funny comedian Josh Johnson.
Shout out to Josh.
He did Town Hall, and he sold out Town Hall, and he had an after party at where was it? At the Hard Rock Hotel, which I hadn't been to, the one in Times Square.
Times Square?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. I bought a can of soda. Guess how much? Give me a guess. A can of soda. How much money?
A regular can?
A small can of Coca-Cola.
Like 12 ounces? Like regular
The
can?
regular can, the one the Chinese food sent. What do you think?
I'm going to say $10.
$10
$10
for a can of Coca-Cola?
Yeah, I'm going to go $10.
Can of Coca-Cola, $16.
What?
Oh.
$16. I looked at the bartender and she was Hispanic. She was like apologetic. She was like,
there's nothing I
she
can
was like,
do.
this is, I mean, she was like, I told you not to get this. Like,
She told you.
Because I'm
$16?
$16 a can of Coca-Cola.
Was it a
I would have
special
gotten
edition?
violent. Yeah, I would have gotten violent.
She was like, she almost offered like services to me. Like she was like, I'll give you a massage to make it up for you. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is crazy.
This is insane.
Like, was she gonna wait, $16 American dollars?
$16 for a regular can of Coca-Cola.
Was it like the OG edition, like before they switched the formula? Like what? Why is it $16?
And here's the thing. Because obviously Josh Johnson and my friend, he had like a VIP section for people who are successful and famous, which I obviously got into, where it was free drinks there. It was unlimited, you could drink. But I'm in the VIP section and I'm the man of the people, right? I see people downstairs, I'm looking over, I'm judging them. I'm like, let me go downstairs to mingle with the poor folk, you know? So I go down there and I'm like, all right, let me just get a soda while I'm down here. And I go to the bar and I'm like, get your soda. She's like, it's expensive. I'm thinking, yeah, $8. I got it. She comes back with the Coke, pours it, $16.
No, I would have left.
I mean, she was literally apologetic.
At least she told you before.
She told me. She was like, I told you. She was like, look, if you want another soda, I'll just give it to you. And I'm like, first of all, two sodas for $16, still ridiculous.
That's kind of crazy.
Second
But at
of all,
least two.
what am I doing with 2 Coca-Colas? What am I, an animal?
Seriously.
My metabolism can't take that.
Not at
I
this
drink
big
one
age.
soda a year.
Were you
Yeah.
34?
Yeah, I can't do 2 sodas in one evening.
I don't like the idea of you alone at the general admission bar ordering just a Coca-Cola.
Well, I'm a man of the people. I like to go where the people are. I walked into the bathroom. They had like one of these gender neutral bathrooms where like all genders can go.
That's big at hotels.
Yeah, that big hotels like that.
Yeah.
And I walked into the bathroom and there was like a girl talking shit about comedians.
Oh.
And like she was literally like going in on comedians. And then I walk in and then she sees me and she's like, no offense. And I was like, I just need to pee. So I just went to pee and she just kept talking shit. And then I walked out. I'm washing my hands. She's still talking shit. And I just walked out.
Huh.
And it was nice to be recognized, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was more excited about that she knew who I was.
That's bigger.
Than the fact
than
that
the
she
shit
was
talk.
talking shit.
For sure. Easily. Recognition is big.
So then I was like, okay, you know, this is $16 for the people. I can't be in here. I need to go back to where I belong, which is the VIP.
Of course.
So I go back upstairs. Now VIP is no longer open bar.
Oh.
What the hell?
So I'm like, okay, let me get a drink. You know, if a Coca-Cola is $16, what do you think a tequila soda
They
is?
pushing 40s.
Yeah, literally.
$40
tequila soda.
for the measured
I think
drink. I'm
$26.
I'm going with 37 with the measure, like the little silver cup that they do. They pour it because they measure everything. I'm going
We'll split the
35
difference.
bucks.
Small party cup, not the full size.
not even
Small
a
party
double.
cup, $32.
What?
$32
Pre-tip.
pre-tip for a Casamigos and soda.
They're out of control.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta leave this city. I gotta leave the city. I'm voting for Trump next time.
What?
This is ridiculous.
What?
I can't do this.
But it's
$32?
They're getting tourists though. Typically, it's like people from the Midwest who come to New York and they're like, "It's just New York City.
And
it's expensive."
From Europe, because the euro and the pound is stronger, so they're like, whatever. $32 for
No, that's
a
highway
Casamigo?
robbery.
I got a Coca-Cola, a tequila soda, and I walked out there $100 broker.
in the tank.
Because you
Hold
gotta
on.
give a tip.
Is this the one on Broadway?
Yeah.
Where's this Broadway and 44?
Mm-hmm.
They charging $32, bro? Nah.
$32.
Nah, I would have hit Josh, yo, fam. You just dropped this special, you coming out of pocket, bro. Nah, somebody's coming out of pocket. Where's this special dropping?
I mean, it wasn't for a special. He just sold out Town Hall for like 3 shows. Town Hall's 2,000
So
seats.
the town hall somebody's coming out of some.
I mean, he did. He had open bar for everyone and food for
30
everyone.
minutes?
I just misplayed the way I ordered.
Because you was trying to be two of the people.
I was trying to be two of
and
the
this
people.
This is where I'm coming back full circle. Like holiday season, sometimes you can't really be of the people. You got to reserve some of that for yourself.
Well, that's my thing. This is why I enjoy holiday parties, because generally everything is free.
That's a good point.
At holiday parties, I mean, I've never really been to a holiday party where they make you pay.
And we're speaking about holiday parties and like extravagance, but like holiday parties, especially those kind of vibes, is like the Hulu party, for instance, where it's like you kind of not really trying to party with your boss. So like they might have a full spread. It might be, I've seen holiday parties where they had the open bar of all Top Shelf. I'm talking 1942. Shout out to the haters that said Closet Zoos, not nothing, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the internet, everyone on the internet knows everything. Everybody's an expert on everything. People, they say they're expert on tequila. You go to their page and they got a page full of anime. And you're like, I don't think you've ever been invited to a party in your life. But of course, they know tequila. We're idiots.
For sure.
Everyone shouldn't have a microphone.
Sure.
Podcast should not be allowed. All that good stuff.
I need a dentist. I know. We've heard it.
I know.
Orthodontist, braces, and implants.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start inviting the trolls on the podcast.
Let's do it.
Like, since you got so much to say, come do this live.
Let's do it.
Let's do this live to see if you really have, all these opinions.
Of course.
What would be the first question you asked?
Are you proud of your comment?
Yeah.
That'd be my question. Like, do you have kids? Do you have a mortgage and kids, but you still make time in your day to leave comments on?
So a lot of them are parents.
That's wild to me.
I'm gonna start doing this. If you leave negative comments on my Instagram page and I go to your page and you have kids, I'm calling child services.
Because you're not taking care of your kids. That's a fact. But my thing is too,
now
like,
we both in trouble.
You know how hard you have to work to pay to $32 for a Casamigos and club soda? Like, I don't have time for none of your comments, all right?
I mean, this is what I'm saying. And you if you even dare, you go out with a date, you're talking about $200. $500. You guys had a Coca-Cola and a shot of tequila.
Yo,
and everybody's sober.
Spending $300 to be sober is outrageous to me.
No.
Like, that's crazy.
I mean,
wow.
This is the holidays in New York. I got a new jacket. It's one of these long jackets. Yeah, it's like a long jacket, and I feel like, I mean, somebody told me that I dress like the robbers from Home Alone, which in the 90s that was like a homeless look, but now it's like fashion.
It's chic.
Yeah, now it's like fashion because I have a scarf. I got that, and then I got the beanie.
The beanie?
Yeah, so I look like Joe Pesci and Home Alone, like the Wet Bandits. Yeah.
That would be a fun
But I think that look, like,
am I Marv?
Yeah, I think you are.
Halloween costume.
We should do a remake.
We should.
But I don't know if we want to do black people breaking into
houses.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll brainstorm.
We'll
brainstorm.
We'll workshop.
But I think when you wear a scarf, people think that you have money.
Or you're an adult.
My scarf costs $6. But people they see a scarf and they think like this is a person who's like.
But the scarf coat combination, that's a real symbol of like wealth.
Yeah. I think people definitely believe that.
Yeah.
But I have 2 more holiday parties to go next week. But I was gonna say something. I'm not when you invite me, a lot of people listening to this got normal 9 to 5s, right? So when they go to their holiday party, they need to watch what they do. They need to behave. I'm a comedian.
You're expected.
So I'm at the party with my shirt off, and everyone's like, "Ha ha ha! Ian is so funny."
Jimmy Fallon,
right? I don't have these things that I have to like watch out for. A lot of people, they go to their holiday party, they gotta they can't have more than 2 drinks because they're gonna call their boss the N-word.
HR.
So for those people, I'm like, listen, don't go past your limit,
bro. I've seen it happen. I've seen holiday parties go from being on Fridays to having to be on Tuesday through Thursday because like they don't want the emails from HR on Monday.
Well, my friend told me her holiday party was during the day. Like it was a Saturday morning.
Respect.
And they did open bar, but they were like, no one's going to go this hard Saturday morning. So it was like from 10 to 2.
I respect
on a Saturday.
Smart.
Yeah, because it's hard to get in trouble with the sun out.
Because we live in the USL, the United States of Liabilities. So whatever you could do to protect yourself from getting sued, you do. 10 to 2.
My first holiday party in the city, I worked at a tech company, ended up at Coyote Ugly with my boss. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm 22.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and you're like also inappropriate because I remember from the soup kitchen guy.
Yeah.
So
you're starting the trend.
So and you had 22.
Yeah, we noticed the trend now.
You had 22. I can't even imagine. Did you get fired?
Well, that was going to be my question. So I did it because, believe it or not, I was one of the better behaved employees that night.
Yeah.
I think this could be helpful advice for a lot of people. Like, say you overdo it at a company holiday party.
It's great advice.
Put
say
in
it's
your
Thursday
letter on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you send a message apologizing?
No.
Do you pretend it didn't happen?
No. I listen. I like to use the same method that our president-elect uses. You never admit defeat. You never admit you were wrong. You just continue on as if nothing happened and you were always correct.
You might get shot.
This is a working formula. I know for years we've been told like that you have to like be honest and tell the truth. I disagree. You don't have to do that.
Not in 2025.
You can become president.
Yes.
If you just continue to never admit defeat.
Nope.
And always pretend that you are correct.
Okay.
I think everyone needs to apply this.
You might get shot at. But
this is the George Costanza method. When he quits the job and then shows up on Monday as if he did not.
Nothing happened.
Yeah. This is what you need to do. Too many people are owning up for the shit that they did.
Don't own up.
That is gone. That is out the window.
That's in 2023.
We no longer do that.
No.
I want to move into a society where everybody just assumes they're correct all the time and they never admit when they're wrong.
It sounds like the internet.
Okay, well then, so say you go, say holiday parties on a Thursday night, you say nothing through the weekend. If you're in a hybrid model, are you pulling up into the office on Monday or do you cool off for a week and not go in?
Well, give us some context. What did you do at the party? Because there's a thing like you made out with like a coworker, or you pulled out your penis and rubbed it on the cake on the holiday cake. And like, look, I'm penis cake.
No, that guy's fired. Obviously.
Well, it depends how a lot of corporations are very liberal now, so you can't even fire somebody for pulling their penis out because you're like, he might cut it off Monday and come back with a vagina, and now you're like liable as a company because you shamed them for the penis out.
USL.
Sorry, I'm hot. I'm just.
He's rolling.
Yeah,
he's rolling.
All right.
Did you first of all
say you maybe like said some things you regret?
Like give me something. Give me some stuff.
Because there's a spectrum.
There's a spectrum.
Maybe you were okay.
Spectrum.
Say you were talking shit about a bunch of coworkers, and word got out that you were loose-lipped because you were too fucked up.
But what type of shit? Like, were you saying that Sally doesn't work hard and doesn't carry her thing, or were you saying that Sally blew one of your coworkers in the bathroom? Because that's a difference,
right?
Yeah.
No, it's a good question.
Because what you do in both of those situations is very different.
Very different.
Okay, so give me both.
Okay, well, this is what I say. If you were just saying that Sally doesn't work hard,
like
you don't
show up on Monday.
Yeah, you show up on Monday,
yeah,
like
especially
work, Sally.
Yeah, if you have a good record, you show up on Monday. Like, yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I'd want you to work harder, Sally.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I had a couple drinks in me, and then I told people that you were a DEI hire.
There it is.
But if you were going around saying that Sally was blowing employees in the men's locker room, you know what? Send an edible arrangements on Monday, maybe. Women like edible arrangements.
Edible arrangements, put some PTO in. Take the week off.
Yeah. Okay. Take the week off and send an edible arrangement on Monday. Because I've learned this, when you send women an edible arrangement, they tend to forget.
Smooth it right over.
What happened?
Yeah.
So Sally might get like a bouquet of, kiwis and cucumbers.
Pineapple.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, you know what? I was blowing dudes in the thing, so it's not even like it's not even like a bad thing."
I should have told you. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can't afford, I think you show up on Monday as this new like sexually free person. Like you try to normalize it. So on Monday you're like, I'm blowing people in the bathroom. And then it doesn't make Sally look bad.
That's the clip. That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, I'm saying that this is
good advice.
Look, big situations call for big solutions.
Big solutions.
You sexually shaming one of your coworkers. You're gonna need to pull the big guns out.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID holiday parties were like basically the Wild Wild West. Before like the Me Too movement and like COVID, like the holiday party situation used to be all of the people who had all of that repressed energy. First of all, it depends on what industry you're working in, like insurance or like the medical industry, accounting. Like all of those high pressure industries were super, super corporate. I've seen from my experience that the holiday parties are where people really like let loose and like let steam off.
I don't know what it is about a holiday party that it makes your employees horny.
Horny and free alcohol.
What is that? Why are you horny now?
I don't know.
We work every day
It's the
in the
tapas.
office and it's fine. But now because the lighting is a little dark, now you're horny?
People are dressed up maybe nicer
dressed
than
up.
usual.
And Sally from accounting, she put the makeup on. That's why she's blowing all the dudes, is because she's like, she might not have the best
There's a
body
weird
during the
sexual
life.
energy at holiday parties.
Weird.
Every time.
Weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Weird.
I can't
Very
put a
weird.
finger on it.
Very weird. That's why, like, after my first corporate event, I realized that, okay, like, I can't really let loose in these environments. That's number one. Number two, I gotta like put myself on the limit, like 2 or 3 drinks, and then I'm gone. Because like then I learned that corporate jobs are basically like high school, but you just have mortgages. Because like the gossip that goes on, and this person's talking about this person, and this person's sleeping with that person from that department, and this marriage is messed up. I'm
Because
like,
the actual job is boring.
Yeah.
So people are looking into other people's
so
lives.
I was like, okay. And then I remember we got an email on Monday, like, hey, going forward, like we're instituting like a limit
No
on
penises
drinking.
on the cake.
No
policy.
penises on the cake.
Once we see it,
Yeah.
getting
You can't put your nuts in
a
the
demerit.
nuts
Yeah.
at the bar.
Yeah,
Like, like HR was
So
just
wait,
like,
what did the email say?
the email said, like, going forward, like all corporate events will start at this time and will end at this time.
Because it got wild?
It got wild.
Yeah.
Well, you're in finance. Finance guys are wild to begin with.
Not
Like,
just the guys. It's the spectrum.
No, I meant by guys.
Oh,
I meant,
you mean everyone?
Yeah, I meant everyone.
Because
like, finance
everyone,
people.
bro.
Yeah. No, finance people are weirdly party animals. Yeah. But yeah, that is very interesting. That a holiday party, there's generally sexual attention that you can't put your finger on.
But also maybe I think there's something too. It's at the end of the year and everybody's going to be gone for like a week or two. So if you're going to make a move on somebody,
Now's the time.
and we all forget about it if it goes poorly, this is maybe the only time.
Now's the time.
Everybody's going to not remember what
Yep.
the fuck went on at the holiday party by January 7th when we're back to work.
Yep.
I remember I went to one, well, it wasn't even a holiday party. I was at this comedy festival. It was like just a festival party, like a festival rap party. So it was like a week-long festival. And then at the end of the week, they had like a rap party. And at the rap party, like people were just like hooking up, like in the party, like making out. Like it was like agents making out with talent making out with managers, like
in public.
CEOs. Yeah, like it was like, I mean, it ran to like 3 a.m. After like it became like a Diddy party, like at 1 a.m, like lube came out.
Whoa.
And everyone was
And
just
baby
like,
oil?
yeah, everyone was just like
Damn.
like kissing, like on the dance floor. And
Crazy.
I was standing there. I'm on my business. I'm not, you know me.
I know. I think I did. I just did like a holiday / birthday party this past weekend, and it was a 50th birthday party.
Whoa.
And it was a mix of like a birthday party, but the person who was she CEO of their own company. So then just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do a company party too. And there were 2 guests in there that might have been, they started the party, maybe this was a Saturday night, they started the party on Friday night because they weren't just on alcohol. You know, when people are on alcohol is, it's fun or like it could be aggressive. This was like mushrooms or ecstasy or something. The way that they turned it into a whole Stanley Kubrick film, and it was she was doing. Once you see like middle-aged white ladies when they start doing like the
once they get whimsical, I'm out. I don't like I don't like a middle-aged whimsical because that's them horny. That's like that's what they're saying.
It's a mating dance.
They're saying I'm horny. Yeah, that's like a mating dance.
It's a mating dance.
Yeah.
And then the guy, he was on the wall and he started crawling like a tiger on the floor. I said, wait a minute.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen this. You see this a lot in middle-aged white women. They get whimsical. And that's like the mating call.
And then they start turning into Madonna.
Like a virgin. You're like, Sally, you're 47 years old.
With 3 kids.
Yeah, and she's singing like a virgin.
Yeah, you're not the material girl.
Right. No, I totally understand what you're saying.
Ooh,
I think
scary.
I guess it's the alcohol. Maybe it's the alcohol that makes people horny. But I think even like I feel like if in the office you started giving alcohol, it still wouldn't make people that sexual like at a party.
Yeah.
No, there's something different. Wait, the DM we got is kind of on that note. So the DM says, "Hey, adulthood, big fan of the show. I've listened to almost every app."
Ooh, what the fuck is that? Next question. I'm done with this person. Almost. What the fuck are you doing? That you can't give us an hour while you drive, while you're on the treadmill? Next question. We're not answering it. Johan, what do you got? She pissed me off. Almost every episode. We got 89 episodes. You can't listen to 89 episodes?
Maybe she's backlogged.
All right, I'll give her another shot. I'm all over the place.
She goes, "I want to know how y'all would handle the following situation. My sister just moved to my city, and so I brought her with me to my company's holiday drink so she could meet people.
Okay.
By the end of the night, my sister and my male coworker had clearly hit it off, but my sister didn't say anything to me about it. Okay. On Monday, my coworker asked me if it was okay for him to DM my sister and ask her out. Would you be okay with this, or is this a bad idea? What are the risks?"
This is a good scenario.
This is a good scenario. Here's the kind of person I am. I'm the kind of person, a lot of women don't think like this, but I'm the kind of person, if there's ever an event or a situation where I can get somebody sex, I'm for that.
You're a point guard.
So I like to assist people on having sex.
Facilitate.
Like I don't want to be there. I don't want to be part of it. But if I could connect it and let it lead to sex, I'm always willing to that. Especially a sibling who's single and needs it, obviously, because she's at the holiday party.
As your fake attorney,
this isn't a person that's getting a ton of
Hold on. As your fake attorney, it's all consensual and it's all 21 and up. Okay.
Continue.
Oh yeah. Continue. You got to make sure you state that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I watch Law and Order. I watch all of those shows. I got you.
I don't even talk to people under 27.
No.
So I don't. These 21. Like I don't. Like you have to be.
I got your back.
You got to be off your parents' insurance for me to even refer to you.
That's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt. I like that.
If you still on your parents' Obamacare insurance, me and you we have nothing in common.
Thank you.
I got it. Yeah, you're right. You're
absolutely. That's a good. Yeah. That's a good policy.
Thank you. That's my thing. Like a lot of people are asking, like, "Are you 21?" And I'm asking, like, "Let me see your insurance card."
Yeah.
And if it's not like strictly to you, if I see your parents' name on it, you're too young.
Way too young. Okay. Sorry, I cut your wisdom.
So I was saying that. Well, she was asking, like, what do we feel about that? Like, I think,
what are the risks? She asked.
Why not? Listen, you know your sister. Well, I think that's important. You got to know your sister. Is your sister the type of person that'll fall, head over heels with a person and become, a stalker, like a thin line between love and hate? If she's that, then you got to walk it with eggshells. But if your sister's a G that can get D down and keep it pushing, then what's the problem?
I think where she's coming from is like, but you might know this person just at work. I think she's thinking about like from his perspective too. Like, well, that's my sister. I don't know if I should like. Are you like a good?
Is this a guy or a girl? That's a girl, right?
A girl.
A girl, right? Yeah, but like But the guy, right? Like I don't know if the guy's a good dude.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to play my sister? You're gonna make things weird.
I don't think
that's what I'm thinking.
I don't think it's your role to investigate that, right? Like you make a judgment off what you know about the person, and then let your sister decide that. It's not your role to like investigate every guy to see if he's good or bad.
Yeah, but if he fucks your sister over and you have to work with him,
it gets tricky.
Gonna be bad news bears.
Definitely tricky.
He was kind enough to ask.
Say that again.
He was kind enough to ask.
That's a good point.
Yes, he sounds like a good guy.
So he has some kind of moral.
Right. He asked you, which shows
DM.
Also, what's this I'm not here for the dispersions on people who fuck people over. What's fuck people over?
It's not about the dispersions. It's about me. Like, I'm at work. Like, are you gonna mess up my work life? I don't know. I don't need this man all in my business because you talking to my sister, and then like you got to hold it down as my sister. Don't be talking about me to this person that I work with. Like, it's a little tricky to navigate.
I don't see this. I mean, your sister liked him. I think you should be able to like. Also, what you could do is get him fired, accuse him of sexual harassment to your boss. Now he's fired.
Let's see.
He gets a new job, and then he can date your sister, and he'll probably be thankful for that.
That's the best
Perfect.
advice. That's it. You wrap that right up.
Solved.
Yeah.
Next question.
Next.
Okay, this is another message. What's up, adulthood? My name is Kay.
What up, Kate?
He's a man. Long time. He put in parentheses, man. Long time fan of the pod.
Shout out to Kate.
Whoa.
Big time Ian Lara fan. Been to a ton of his shows. I've been kind of embarrassed to ask this, but need relationship advice.
Okay, we got you, man.
A couple years ago, I was very in love with a woman. Let's call her S. So
Ass?
much S.
ASS?
S. Initial S.
S.
Yes.
Okay. All right. K and S.
Clearly her name's Sharon or something. Okay. So
Wait, what's her name?
S.
We're calling her S.
Oh, just the letter S.
Yeah.
Yes,
like-
not
oh,
ass.
yeah.
Ass.
Okay.
Okay. So a couple years ago, I was very in love with a woman, S, so much that I wanted to marry her, even bought her an engagement ring, but was never able to give it to her. Every relationship has their
Wait, hold on.
problems. And
That's hilarious. What?
What?
Like, what happened in your life? How busy did you get?
Like-
that you had this engagement ring,
just
but you
sitting
couldn't
there.
find time to propose.
What's going on, K?
Take a day off, Kay.
Yeah, you can take a PTO.
Take a PTO day. Propose.
I mean, $32 for tequila though. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Every relationship has their problems, and we had our fair share, but eventually she cheated on me and left me for another man.
Oh.
I was so heartbroken for 2+ years that I just haven't been able to commit to anyone else, just ruining my relationships with other women left and right. Well, 2+ years later, just shy of the holiday season, S hits me up and wants to get back together, says she regrets the decision she made and changed and wants to give us a try again.
Oh my God.
I know I'm still very much in love with S and genuinely considering it. However, my sisters, 3 of them, all said they would stab me to show me what real pain feels like before letting me get back with S. Is this a situation where I believe people can change, or do I just walk away?
Kay, I want you to look me dead in my face when I say this. If
I
you're
saw.
listening to this, I want you to go on YouTube. Stop it right now. If you're listening to audio, go on YouTube and watch the video so you can see how serious I am about this. Do not allow this woman back into your life. You spent 2 years of your life. I don't know how old you are. You sound like you're probably older and in the twilight years of your life. So you can't risk going through this again. Do not allow this woman back into your life. Listen to your 3 sisters. Are they single, by the way? But listen to your 3 hot sisters. And do not allow this woman back into your life. Listen, I'm a second chance guy. I'm a second chance guy. But some things, right? Like if you told me that she cheated on you and left you for a man and, you know, it hurt you, but you got over it in 3 months, I might be like, okay, then let her back into your life. But if you're admitting that this woman took 2 years of your life where you haven't been allowed to love again, you're gonna allow this person back into your life? I think you should let her back in your life and then cheat on her. That's petty.
Whoa, that's super petty.
What are you gonna do?
expecting that,
Sometimes
but hey,
life calls for pettiness.
Absolutely. Listen to your sister.
Leave her for another woman. See how she likes. Leave her for a man. Turn gay.
There's no
That'll really piss her off. Yeah, that'll really piss her off.
Ooh, that'll break her heart for sure. Listen to your sisters, bro. That's just
sisters
1,000.
know.
Sisters
If you have 3 women, right? If you have 3 women who care about you and have no interest other than seeing your happiness, telling you don't do this. 3, not 1. 1 you can argue, you know, this is my sister. She's a hater. She never got a man. She can't keep a man, so she's mad. You can say that about 1, but 3 of them.
Unanimously?
That's a unanimous decision.
You got to listen to them.
You got to listen to
the
your 3
counsel.
sisters.
Yeah, you definitely have to listen to the counsel. Like, you went out and got a ring, fam. Like, hold on. Let's, like, a ring? Like, you were ready to commit your whole life to this person.
Kay, you sound like you're a fan of my comedy. You sound like a good person.
Smart person.
Yeah, you sound very intelligent, Kay. Don't allow your emotions to blur your intelligence.
Blurred lines.
You were ready to commit to this girl and she cheated on you. One thing is to cheat on you, because you could get cheated on. But to get cheated on and left, That is hurtful. That hurts.
Hey,
That doesn't show any remorse, right?
It
It's
doesn't.
one thing to cheat and be like, I messed up. I made a poor decision. It was the holiday party. I had 2 drinks in. There was a fortune teller there, so I hooked up with a coworker, you know? That's one thing.
That's one thing.
But it's another thing completely to cheat on somebody and leave them.
When you were getting ready to get
She didn't
married.
care about you at all.
She doesn't.
For 2 years, she was getting pounded by this guy.
Pound town.
And you're here crying, coming to my comedy shows, trying to relate to me and my dating material. We've made it out of it. Don't allow her back in.
You made it out of the dark ages.
Do not allow her back in. Carmen, you're a woman.
Free yourself.
Tell her.
Yes.
God, I just feel for him though, because I'm like, he said he's
All right, Johan, you go. I thought she was gonna have my back on this.
No, that's,
Yeah. Kick rocks.
What are you gonna say?
no, it's just I feel for Kay because he's like, I'm still very much in love with her.
That's cool.
And I'm like, are you in love with her or the memory of her? Like,
What does love have to do with it?
Got to do with it.
you're right.
Sometimes I feel like and I don't want to devalue love, but sometimes stuff is bigger than love.
Yeah. Respect.
And again, because I know I've said this in previous episodes, I don't think that getting cheated on or anything means the end of a relationship. I think if you really care about the person, you can learn to work past it. There is a space where that exists. But this person left your life in shambles.
And
yeah.
It's bigger than just cheating. Like, she left you and for 2 years you couldn't get over this.
And
like, that is heavy trauma.
it's heavy trauma. And it's one thing if like she would have broke up with you because you weren't meeting something, right? Because then it's just like, okay, like you got to take that as a man, you take the accountability, like, oh, I dropped the ball, you know, I had someone good, but she decided to leave because I wasn't doing this, that, and the third, so you wanted to get your stuff together, and then maybe you come back. But she made a decision that like, all right, not only is she gonna, for lack of a better term, like disregard your whole feelings, she also left you in a place where you couldn't even like find love for yourself. So she had moved on and clearly didn't care about your well-being. And then now she's trying to circle back. Like, hold on.
Yeah, it's not even, I don't even think it's about the cheating necessarily. It's just like what you said. She just didn't care about you.
That's what it is.
That's cold-blooded. Like,
Cold-blooded.
For 2 years, I mean, for 2 years, you had an engagement ring in your pocket, going on dates with other women, and you couldn't even get her
An
out
erection.
of your mind. And she didn't care about that. Like, how could you, I mean, what's the best case scenario? Like, you give her a chance, things are okay for like the first 3 months, then what? Then one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, yo, you really did this to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna happen, right? One day, once the honeymoon thing, you're gonna be looking at her and you're gonna be like, you really did this to me.
Yep.
Like, you really, and this is gonna fail. So cut your losses, let it go.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah, I feel like all it takes is like one bad argument for him to like bring it up and just like bash her for it. 'Cause
Yeah,
obviously
also-
it seems like he's not over it.
Correct. Also,
Correct.
okay, let's be honest here. You telling me you're gonna let her back into your life and you're gonna be some trustful guy?
Trust.
She tells you she's going to the holiday party, you're gonna be like, okay, babe, I'll
have
see you
fun.
after.
Have fun.
No, come on. It's doomed.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Listen to me and your 3 sisters.
That's it.
Damn. I think it's good advice. Okay, noted.
Yeah. We got anything else?
Anything
Yeah,
else?
we got a voicemail.
Let's do the
from-
voice now. We're cooking.
Hi, Adulthood. I'm following up on the one volume that I was like saying thank you, and then it sounded like adulthood had everything to do with like my glow ups and my future. So what ended up happening was I had health issues, and that particular day I was getting an endoscopy. And I was freaking nervous as crap, didn't know what was going on. And I remember Ian was saying some crap like, if you're listening to this, you're a loser anyway. And so fast forward, I ended up getting a coach, a finance coach, somatic breath work. And I kind of explained what I'm doing now for this year. I have a question now about this episode that just aired. So basically, regarding ordering for the table, I'm so assertive. And that's one thing that I miss about past relationships. I am not a indecisive eater. Like, I know what I want. I will give you 2 options and I'm ready to look cute, show up, and play the part. And there is something so refreshing for the male, like in a hetero situation, to just navigate it, order, and that is that sexy energy. How does the man feel when the woman is like has everything together, like is independent, whatever, but can still let him lead in that way. I think there's a lot of duality in that. I'm curious as to that. Like, what do you feel about, like, how do men feel about them taking the lead?
First of all, I want to address two things in this phone call. The first part is when I call the listeners losers, they're my losers. And I only say that as a motivational tool. This is the same thing I tell myself, and this is I don't want our listeners listening to this thinking that I'm shitting on the listeners. I love the adulterers, and we're on a journey together. And sometimes me shitting on you is my way of saying you got to get it together.
Yes.
You know, this is not. If you're listening to this, you obviously want to do better in life. That's what this podcast is about. Doing better in life. So, just so we're clear.
First point.
On that point.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, it worked because I called her a loser and she got like her life together.
She got a life coach. Like,
it does work.
Well, money, what's up?
It does work. It's not crazy.
Uh-huh.
The second part is I wasn't too clear on what she was saying. Was she speaking generally, or was she saying on a woman ordering at the table?
No, I think she was saying that she's assertive, but she wants to know how men feel about women letting them lead, even though they're with an assertive woman. That was my takeaway.
That's what I understood.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
then
don't
she threw in something else at the end that kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I don't think she was mainly talking about just ordering.
Okay.
I think she was just using that as like an example.
Oh,
like
okay.
Someone, when you take them out on a date, they know what they want type.
Got it. Well, here's the thing. Most of the boss women that I know, like these are the women who are like have great jobs in high positions, doctors, nurses, like make a lot of money, lawyers, like engineers, like the women that I know in these positions who have very powerful jobs and are bosses in their field, they're generally, when they're off the clock, more submissive people.
That's a good point.
And I think that is very, very sexy. I think that's very sexy. I personally, like when I date, I want a boss. I don't want a damsel in distress. I know there's a lot of weak men out there who want a damsel in distress so they could, assert their will over them. You know, if you keep them unemployed and barefoot, your woman won't leave you, right? That's like an oldest trick in the book. But I think that
I saw it on a tablet somewhere.
Yeah, I think that when a woman is a boss, powerful, successful, and she can come to the table and then be, and you don't have to be, I'm not, when I say submissive, I don't mean like, you're like, I don't eat shrimp. And I'm like, but you eating the shrimp tonight. I'm not talking about that. I mean, we can work on finding what you like, but I just mean like not having to be in charge all the time. I think that's very sexy.
That's what it is. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially like those, would you call, I don't want to say high level, because not to say that anybody's low level, but those women that have high pressure positions, whatever industry they're in, they're also like, it gets exhausting of always having to make the decisions all of the time. And it's refreshing to be like, you know what? I'm always in the driver's seat. How about I just be the Uber for tonight? You know? Yeah. I think they respect that. And I think as she's asking for the male perspective, that's either way is cool, but it's cool where it's just like, because sometimes too, you can feel that pressure. There's so much pressure on the woman's plate where it's just like, all right, this is messing up my vibe. So I'm going to go ahead and like make sure the vibes is all good for everybody. So you know what? Can we get the calamari? Can we get the black squid ink? You know what? Can we get the sauce? I'm drinking the white wine sauce, sir. That's my, I think it's more so like, I guess it's because from an entertainer's perspective, it's just like, I'm always good creating a vibe. And I think that like for real. She's looking for like, hey, look, you under a lot of pressure. I got the vibes tonight, and that's cool.
Yeah, no, for sure. Also, I think it's important to give more context. When I say like a guy order for you on a date, I it's not just a blanket like you meet a girl, you order. I think the guy has to do some research and find out what you may like. Yeah. And what you may be into.
And that's a skill.
It's not just a blanket. He's ordering what he wants to eat. He has to take note of what you would like and what he thinks you would enjoy and then order it. So it has to be down, your alley.
You bring up a good point, and I don't know where we're on time, but I feel like this is a tangent, and like this is something that I've been thinking about where it's just like, I feel like, for lack of a better term, or I don't know if this is the right like term for it, but there's certain aspects of, I don't want to say being a womanizer, but there's certain aspects of being good with the ladies that actually are positive and conducive.
Oh, yes.
If one used
Oh, yes.
right, that can be conducive in interpersonal relationships of paying attention. What do you like? What you don't like? What environments? And like that comes out, that's a function of dating a lot, because you have to have experience of like, okay, I've been in this situation, maybe like not like reading cues, reading body language, and that doesn't come from not having experience. You have to have experience to get to that point.
Exactly. That is, if there is one benefit of being a manhole, I think that
you learn the
that
ladies.
is it. You learn how
you don't
women
abuse
like
it.
to be treated.
You don't
generally
abuse
speaking.
it. You can't abuse it though. Like you got to get to a point where it's just like Spider-Man. I'll leave it like that. You know the quote.
Well,
I don't want to get sued.
Wait, what is it?
With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, and then, I'm also like a thing because, a lot of the men that listen to this podcast, I always say, there's a lot of reform fuckboys who are trying to do better in life. So they've been through the things. They've, dated a lot of women, been with a lot of women.
Reform
now
fuckboy
they're in 30s and they have stomach problems.
Yep.
So they're trying to like settle down.
Live a better life.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So a lot of those guys know, because I always say the thing is like, you can be a womanizer, you can be a playboy, you can be for the ladies. You don't got to be a dickhead.
No,
Those are two different things.
Totally different things.
Those are two totally different things. You don't got to be Future.
No.
Everybody wants to be Future. You don't have to be that.
March Madness.
Women are people. Everybody, whoever you date, they're people, and you should treat them as such,
Of course.
with respect and dignity
And
right?
care.
Not like they're like a piece of meat.
Yeah. And to add to that point of like not being a fuck boy, it's also like it's kind of not difficult, but it's strange too, because you have women in your life, especially like when you're in your 20s, that women that'll tell you, don't settle down, date around, experience life, get it all out. And it's just like, it's one thing to hear from like your male
Like Kay's
friends.
3 sisters.
Yeah, right. It's one thing to hear from your male friends, but to hear it from the ladies, it's kind of like, it feels contradictory when you're like out there as a 6'5" dick slinger. It's just like, hold on, wait a minute. I thought I was supposed to be settling down, and then here you go, the ladies that I trust telling me to go out there and sling some more. Yeah. So don't abuse it. Don't be a dickhead.
Well, I think you gotta get it out of your system. I think
For sure.
I think you do it if you do it long enough and enough times, you realize how empty it is.
Very.
And then it allows you to move to a different position in your life where you're like, I've done the things, and I know that you might look at a woman and be like, oh, she's so attractive. But at the end of the day, it's sex. You have sex, and then you're done, and you're like, whatever, that was good. That was great, whatever. Or that sucked, whatever it may be. But it's just sex. It's not a deep connection. Like how when you build something with your partner.
And then you start realizing like, hold on, wait a minute. She's so smart. She's so thoughtful. I can't live without her. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Right.
And then also, like you said, stomach issues.
Right. This is I think this is our last episode of the year.
Damn, son.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. First of all, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, all of the holidays,
Merry
Kwanzaa,
Christmas, Kwanzaa,
Hanukkah.
I think it's Hanukkah. Does Hanukkah start? I think it starts.
I saw a
At
candle
the end
somewhere.
of this week of this
This week?
episode,
Yeah.
yeah.
It starts this week.
Hey, crazy days.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone, whatever you're celebrating. Shout out to all you
Two
guys.
snorts in one episode.
Happy holidays to everybody. You got a Christmas message or end of the year message?
I just want to say, thank you to everybody that's been listening. This is like our second full year, right?
Mhm.
Right? Thank you for everybody
Our
that's
first
been
full
tuning
year.
in. Yeah. All of the adulterers, thank you to the staff, and just happy holidays. Everybody stay safe out there. Peace and prosperity. We're coming back strong in the 2K25.
For sure. To all the adulterers, all the listeners, everybody who's been on this ride, whether you came on at the beginning or you've jumped on in the middle, we really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for always listening. Thank you guys for sending in calls and leaving your comments. We appreciate all the likes, all the subscribers. We appreciate you guys taking this journey with us.
Facts.
Because we know we say a lot of crazy things up here, mostly me, but I appreciate that our listeners and the adulterers and the people who tune in every week understand what we're doing.
For sure.
They get it, and they know that we're using comedy as a way to convey bigger messages and find better paths and become better people.
That's it.
So we appreciate that. Shout out to everyone at Hoff for treating us great.
Yeah.
We really appreciate all you guys. Johan, Carmen, everybody who works on this podcast.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Next week, as we do, we take the week between Christmas and New Year's. We'll take that week off and we'll repost some of the hits from the past year. We'll do like a combination episode with all of like the hot moments from the year. So listen to that too, because you get to see some of your favorite parts of this last year. Next year, we're coming in strong. I'm filming my special on December 21st. That'll be coming out next year, sometime in the early spring, I imagine. So with that is gonna come, a lot of promotion. Hopefully with the promotion, we can help grow the podcast. I'll be doing a lot of other podcasts to promote the special and promoting this podcast in the same token. Look out for the special next year. I have to, after I film, I'm taking some vacations. I'm taking some family trips, and I have to rebuild and start the new act. And I'll be doing all that stuff next year. And we'll be implementing some more stuff to the podcast next year. We'll be adding more guests and taking more calls and more questions and all that good stuff. And we really wanna grow this thing. I mean, we're happy where it's grown from the beginning. We went from a couple 100 listeners to now we're getting thousands every week. So we really appreciate the people that listen, but we want to grow it and we need your help. So next year we're coming on strong and we're going to be pushing it and we're going to be growing and we're coming back with more content.
Woo!
And we appreciate all of you guys.
Woo!
Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Woo!
The Adulterers, we love you. Peace.